the crazy part is there are 104 million books out there. So you can filter out 40 million of them and still have 65 million still to go, right? That are still purchasable, that you can still flip for a profit.
What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to go over what books not to buy when doing online book arbitrage. There's a few red flags to look out for. That's why I brought Victor on the channel, who's done $155,000 profit in 2023. This man's living it. He's been doing this for 6+ years. He knows what he's talking about. He's going to tell you what red flags to look out for before making your first few purchases online arbitrage.
Romer, thanks for having me on. Pretty simple here. We just recorded a video of us live sourcing some books, and it seemed really easy, but it's because also in the back of my mind, I know what books not to buy. And
yeah, if you guys want to see that video, I put Victor to the test. We put a 20-minute timer to see how much profit he could find in 20 minutes, and that video will be linked below. It's really good to get inside of his brain and see how he's thinking before he makes these purchasing decisions. But in that video, it's like, wow, like you should buy every single book. So in this video, we're going to go over what books not to buy.
Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted me to like show you some examples or not, but basically we can just go through this. The first thing not to buy, don't buy counterfeit books, right? And so it's pretty simple. Make sure when you are about to buy a book, right before you do that, get the ISBN number, go to Book Run Counterfeit Checker, put that book into the Books Run Counterfeit Checker. And if it comes back red, don't buy that book, right? It's that simple. And people ask me, do I do that in every book? Yes, I do that in every book I buy because I want to keep my account safe. I'm one of very few sellers out there that can say almost 7 years running, I've never got an IP complaint. I've never got a counterfeit complaint, because that's first up, right? Make sure your books are not counterfeit, likely that they don't come up that way. So I've been doing that. And luckily that's definitely tip number one. Tip number two would be, don't buy a book that has a ton of the used offer count. They make like some mega sellers on listing. If the used offer count is high and there is a ton of mega sellers on listing, say you know a mega seller has like say over 100 books in stock, you probably want to stay away from a book like that, because that mega seller is going to own the buy box for the majority of your next season, and so you're going to have to wait a long time for them to sell 100 books, right? So you're going to be on the sidelines for say 2 to 6 months for them to try to sell those books out, and you really don't want that. And besides, there's so many books out there. So pass on those books. The next thing I would say is the Amazon warehouse. If the Amazon warehouse has like say 30, 40, 50 copies of a book, also I would stay away from them, because the Amazon warehouse is not trying to make a profit. They're just trying to get rid of that book. They probably have sold it on Amazon and then they got a return, and now they have it on the Amazon warehouse and they're just trying to discard the book. So they don't care if they bring that book down to nothing. So if I'm looking at a listing or a book and then I'm able to see that Amazon warehouse is on the listing, flip that. I'm not buying that book, because that book can go from like say $40 to $50 down to $9, because they're just trying to sell all 40 copies of it, and they don't care how low that price goes. So that is definitely another big sign for me to like not buy that book. A few others, any book that has a year in the title. So let's just say there is the top 25 deals in 2024. Like, I don't know, something like that. That's a book, right? Once it passes 2024, no one's going to want that book, right? Because that publisher is going to come out with the 2025 edition. And so the 2024 edition is really going to drop quickly. So that's in law books, that's in nursing books, that's in tax books, anything like that that has a year in the title, the actual year that you're in. I wouldn't buy that book, because it's a very short time book. Like, you're gonna have to get in and get out if you want to buy that book and still make profit, because as soon as the clock ticks the next year, you're gonna lose money on that book, because the publisher is going to come out with a new edition and that book's going to quickly drop. So that's definitely another. I don't know how many we've come up with now, but
you just keep going until you run out.
Yeah. So the nursing books, I think I just kind of covered that, but any nursing book that's not in the current edition. So if there's a nursing book and a new edition has just come out, like, leave that book. It's gone, right? Don't buy that book. Also, don't buy any law book that has a new edition that just came out. I don't know if you've gotten those type of books, Roma, where you're able to like buy a case book with a new edition that's come out. This book could be $200, and once that new edition comes out, the old edition could go from $200 down to like $40. And it's happened to me. I've been burned on those books, so I definitely won't buy a law book that has a new edition that just came out. So that's definitely another great tip. But yeah, I mean,
Shout out to one of my YouTube commenters. They said, like,
yeah,
I think Andrew, I'm not going to
yeah.
say Andrew did say this, but something about that video, he said buying new case books is a bad idea. So he must be
Yeah,
following.
especially for like a new seller. So if you were just a new bookseller, probably just stay away from all law books altogether. Because when I was a new seller, the only books that I got burned on that still stink today are those law books when I first bought them, because I thought they were going to be a good deal, and they ended up not being, because I didn't see like the new edition coming out, because those like law books are highly sensitive to new editions. So I would stay away from those. At least until you kind of understand the ins and outs of law books. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's it. I'm not trying to really scare your audience here. Like it's some books that you can take away. The crazy part is there are 104 million books out there. So you can filter out 40 million of them and still have 65 million still to go, right? That are still purchasable, that you can still flip for a profit. So even though I'm telling you these are books not to buy, there's so much books out there that pass on that book, go to the next book, and luckily with online arbitrage, you don't have to, okay, well, these are the only books that are out there, I'm gonna have to try to make money off of these books. No, you just go to the next book. It's literally just a click of the next tab. So
definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming on the channel, brother.
Yeah.
And we'll link the other video below, the live sourcing. So if you guys want to see Victor and how he finds profitable books, enter his brain, see what he's thinking, and see him make like over $400. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but he made a lot of money. So I just did.
That was crazy. It was fun.
Go check it out, guys. And also we'll link Victor's free Facebook group where he will engage. He'll also drop book leads in there, profitable books that you can buy and sell for a profit. People do it all the time. He'll post something and then a bunch of people buy it. And then like a month later, everyone's like, oh, we made money buying that book. So if you guys just want free books, not free books to buy, but free leads of good books to buy, go check it out. And much love. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.